When we received the news in December that our football program was being discontinued, it was incredibly heartbreaking, disappointing for our students and our program. And we feel for those athletes in the bowling and rifle teams as well. But in terms of what it means for us, we are going to move forward and continue having great bands and entertaining audiences. We just will do it in different venues than we've been used to doing here. We have support from the UAB administration, both financial support as well as allowing us to take the students and travel and that type of thing. So from the administration, we're supported, and all my colleagues are very excited for our students and rally behind them. We like to perform. We enjoy being close to a crowd and the interaction of a crowd. So that's a big part of what we're always doing, is looking for what's the next great thing that we can do to give our students a positive experience. We had such a good time in Ireland when we went in 2013, and that was the first time that the Marching Blazers had done anything of that scope in terms of international performance. And I think that it still has such a positive impact on those students, and they still talk about it. And so we made a commitment to the students, and I had a commitment from the dean as well, that at least every 2 years we're going to try to do another major trip like this for our students. The band will be going to Hawaii March 21st to 28th, and while that's not technically international, it feels international. It's a big airplane ride, and it's across an ocean. And certainly it's wonderful exposure for the students and wonderful cultural experience for them. We'll be performing at the USS Battleship Missouri at Pearl Harbor for a gathering of military personnel. So we will be there to play the national anthem for the raising of the flag, and then some other patriotic selections and popular selections for the folks that are at that event. And then we're also playing at another military appreciation event in a different district in Honolulu. The students in the marching band also participate in the basketball pep band. So we usually have something like 30 or 40 students who perform at each of the men's basketball games, and a similar number at all the women's games. And those students are also marching band members. We have two what we call concert bands that are called the Wind Symphony and the Symphony Band, where we do more sit-down classical music, much more like a symphony orchestra, except for it's with no string instruments, all band instruments. And those groups each play 2 to 3 concerts each semester in the Jemison Concert Hall of the Alice Stevens Center. Those groups also do travel and perform at local high schools, or sometimes we'll do tours of the Southeast, or we've been to Washington, D.C. and to the Chicago areas before, performing and doing recruiting trips with those groups. Then there's also jazz bands and jazz combos and percussion ensembles and clarinet choirs and all kinds of other smaller, what we call chamber ensembles, that those students perform in. So your typical marching band student is probably in 4 or 5 other bands with different names. We still play concerts. We have a concert on February the 24th. We have another April concert. We will go out and visit all the area high schools, metropolitan Birmingham area. We send recruitment teams out, and this is groups of 4 or 6 students who will spread the word that the UAB bands are still going strong and that there's a place for students when they choose to come to UAB, that we'll have a very active, comprehensive band program in which they can be a part. In terms of what we're going to do in the future, in the absence of football games, we are seeking out other performance opportunities that I think are very exciting and that the students are excited about. Some of the things that we have been doing in the past that we will continue are performing at high school marching band contests as the exhibition band. So the rest of the world might not know this, but in our little part of the world, high school marching bands compete every Saturday from September to November. And the high schools are judged and competing against one another, but they usually invite in a strong college band to do an exhibition performance while the scores are being tallied from the contest. So it's like the end, the culmination of the day is the big which college band is going to be there. So we can fill up our weekends, honestly, just doing high school exhibitions if we chose to do that. There are also professional sporting events that I think are another exciting route for us to investigate. The Atlanta Falcons are only a couple hours drive down the road, and they have a halftime, and we can perform a traditional marching band show at their halftime. The Tennessee Titans are another couple hours the other direction. We can perform there. I've already been in contact with the entertainment directors at both of those sporting franchises, and they're open to us performing there. I know they are getting very excited about the new opportunities. They, of course, are disappointed and a little bit hurt by the loss of football, especially because they grew up thinking football and marching band go hand in hand, and that's an understandable approach. But they are willing to learn a new way to do it, and we are going to learn a new way. We're going to get out there and be successful and set the standards for a new concept of college marching band. And we can and we will get out there and be seen and continue to entertain the crowds.